We all know that having kids changes everything, and for many that includes their sex lives. The infrequency of marital relations, particularly for new parents, has long been a punchline and often a reality. But one woman's looking to change that by helping mommies and a few daddies get their groove back. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
If this scene from Knocked Up looks like a scene right out of your life,
So what do you think? Should we have sex tonight?
then you just might need the Mommy Mojo makeover.
I'm just really constipated.
This is Jax. She's the mother of two adorable girls,
That right hip is moving back.
a part-time yoga instructor, and is also a doula who helps deliver babies at all hours of the night.
Oh, are you all done?
Like millions of mothers of young children,
That's not to play with.
Jax can barely get through a conversation.
Excuse me, no more.
And with her hectic schedule, there's often little time left in her day or night for this guy, her husband Martin.
Hi.
Ever since having babies, Jax says she and her husband had become virtual strangers
I'm gonna prepare them, and then you have to cook them.
Okay.
in one area in particular.
Would you say that your sex life drastically changed post-children?
Yes. It was pretty non-existent. After your first, when you're nursing, this is for your children only, not for anyone else. It's all about the kids. It's all about the two of us passing like ships in the night.
Not quite in the league of this moment from Bridesmaids.
I need a trip that I can fantasize forever so that I'm able to have sex with my husband.
But Jax was worried.
Did your husband complain?
No, I mean, he's a good guy. He would mention it, he would say things, oh, we need this, we need to do this, and then I'll be like, yeah, or whatever. I'd be like, I'm so tired. I'd rather sit with a glass of wine on the DVR. You know, that was my go-to.
I had my own reasons for being curious, as a soon-to-be mom myself.
Do you miss some of the romance and spontaneity that may have existed in your marriage that now, just with kids, it's almost impossible?
As you say, spontaneity, that's the right word. You can't just do things at the whims.
Enter Dana Myers, founder of BootyParlor.com, an online boutique that sells everything from skimpy lingerie to, well, things we can't say on our show.
At first I thought this was a whip, but now I'm gonna guess this is just like a stimulator for the skin or something.
I mean, if you want to go 50 Shades style, you can use a little bit of extra oomph.
She began hearing stories like Jax's from many of her friends who have kids. So she started a workshop to help couples get their mojo back.
And this is actually a worksheet that I'm going to send you home with. You're up all night, if your baby's not sleeping, there's this kind of cumulative exhaustion that happens. A lot of moms become very focused on the child and less focused on themselves and on the relationship. And so things start to take a bit of a nosedive in the bedroom.
When Jax's friend first emailed her about signing up for the class, she wasn't sure it was quite her thing.
At first I was like, I kind of ignored it, and I was like, I don't have time for this. Hurry up!
But her friend would not take no for an answer.
She said, I'm 7 months pregnant and I'm going to this. And I was like, oh, well, maybe this would be fun.
So off we went with Jax to this Brooklyn, New York studio, a kiddie play space by day, but on this night, home to a group of young moms who drink wine, get glammed up, and talk sex.
Anybody read erotica this week?
No.
And nothing is off the table.
You feel your orgasm building, you're excited, you're like, yes, he's got it, and then he starts doing something that's too flicky, too fast, it's all wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's all wrong, no.
On the lesson plan, an erotic reading by a hunky guy, and rehearsing a burlesque dance routine.
Your man doesn't actually want you to be a porn star. He just wants you to have the enthusiasm that porn stars have.
I'd actually be more turned on watching a soap versus, hi, you know, Bucky, and, you know, let me take my clothes off before you even know my name.
Dana says that sometimes their lack of desire can come from resentment toward their husband.
I mean, that seems to be a common theme where women are feel like they've, cooked and cleaned and bathed the baby, and they have spit up going down their back, and their husband is kind of tapping them like, hey, what about me?
Right, yes. And I think that what happens is women stop asking for help. Or sometimes our husbands will volunteer to do the help, but we don't like how they're doing it. And I really tell women, first, ask for help. Ask for help in small, direct requests. Say, would you bring me dinner at 7 o'clock? Would you come home early from work tonight to help me with bedtime? Did anyone use the W words this week? Yeah?
He's, reacting fabulously. I'm like, would you please make me a cup of tea?
Yeah.
And absolutely.
It happens right away.
After hearing about the teachings in the class, I had one burning question.
How are you doing keeping up with your homework assignments? Because it sounds like it's pretty rigorous.
There's like 5 different things that you need to do during the week. 1 long lovemaking session, 1 quickie, 2 self-loving sessions for yourself, and then 1 special treat for your husband.
And have you heard about some of the homework assignments?
Yeah.
I mean, did you think they were good ideas?
Sure. When I heard, I couldn't keep a straight face.
It's clearly a topic that some husbands may not be totally comfortable talking about. And with Mojo homework also came a different kind of goodie bag than Jax and Martin were used to. I didn't even know what some of the stuff was.
And he's like, what's in the boxes? What did you buy? And I said, I didn't buy anything. It came as a goodie bag. So it kind of broke the ice.
Experts agree new parents need to keep the romance alive.
For every couple, spicing things up means different things. It might mean a different time of day. It might mean a different room.
Before the kids came, Martin and Jax didn't always struggle to have alone time.
I was looking at this picture of you guys in Tahiti. Did you have a lot more of those kinds of moments where it was just the 2 of you prior to babies?
Absolutely. I mean, the reason we don't have a house right now is because we always spent money on travel.
What would your advice be to me about how to keep the romance alive after you have the baby?
Don't forget, what brought baby into this world.
I'm gonna send you home with your own little Mommy Mojo goodie bag, absolutely.
My husband thanks you in advance, I'm sure.
You're welcome.
And speaking of husbands, they have to make some big changes too.
Men need to be willing to kind of step up to the plate and say, how can I help you? I want to make this better.
Since focusing on getting her mojo back, Jax and her husband have carved out more time for each other.
Now we're trying to make a date night every week, and we're not going to make excuses about it. We're going to talk to the maintenance people about getting a lock on our door, because we don't have a lock on our bedroom door.
For Nightline, I'm Lindsay Davis in New York.
Thanks, Lindsay. To get more of Dana's tips, go to abcnews.com/nightline.